Okay, good day to you. My name is Peter Jordan. I have Chanel Lowe back again. Yay! Thank you, Chanel,
Hi.
for for being with us and sharing this yet another video recording. And I want to, in this video recording, I want to talk about the role of the parent in parenting and the role of the child in parenting. This is a follow-on from the previous video that I did on what is the development of each child, etc., etc. But what it doesn't touch on is the roles of the parent and the child in each one. So when the child is born, they put the child, if you can see that, like that, they put the child on the scale, okay, on the thing. So let me rather do something bigger, so it would be something like it. They put the child on a scale. And when that child is on the scale, that child is happy to just be itself. It lies there in its birthday suits with the arms and the legs and the things going all over the show. Okay. And they're busy weighing the child, and then they pick the child up and they give the child to mom to cuddle and etc. etc. But when that child is there lying on the scale, we can't look at the child and say, well, this child is going to be a completely independent child one day. It is that this child at this stage is 100% dependent on the parents for its existence and for every facet of its existence. Okay, 100% dependent. Now it's our job as parents to move it from this stage, like that, to this stage where it is that they are 21 years old, where they should be independent of mom and dad. They should be able to be a fully functioning child. Okay, and of course, by the time that they are 21, then it is they've had sexual encounters, they are independent people, they can vote, they can do all of these things, and they should be then finished with their studies or coming close to the end of their studies. And mom and dad, of course, can support them, etc., etc. But can you see the journey that they need to go to from a state of independence to a state of complete independence? Now, how do we do that? That means that every year, from here to year to year to year to year, all the way through, each year that goes by, we need to pass on age-related responsibility to the child for the child to be able to become functioning. Okay, at the same time, the child needs to take on the age-related responsibility. So, for instance, when it comes to things as that when they are 5 or let's say 3 years old, they're 3 years old, they should be cleaning up and tidying up after themselves, okay, on the thing. And when they get to 5, then there should be other things that they should be able to do for themselves. For instance, take themselves off to the toilet and clean the toilet and do all the things that is necessary for themselves. Learn to wash their hands and do that and not having to be told. And that these are things that they should be able to do for themselves. Okay, and likewise, when it is that they start going to school and they start getting homework, then right in the beginning stages, it is for them to bring the homework book to mom and dad to sign off that this has been done. But then it comes at a later stage that they now should just be doing the homework by themselves without having the necessary authority being pushed onto them. Do your homework, do that, do this, etc., etc. Okay, so it's all these examples. Now, the examples go further into the functioning of the home, the tidying of the room, the keeping their room clean, keeping their portion of the clean, a portion of the home clean in their particular room, them partaking in the activities of the home. As they get a little bit older, they should then also be starting to help with the kitchen, in the kitchen, in preparing food, in things. Because one day they leave home, they should be in a place to be able to help themselves completely. Okay, in making food and preparing food and etc. on the thing. Likewise, it's also a very important function that somewhere, it varies from family to family, but from say 10 or 12 years old, that they start getting their own money and they start to learn to manage their own money and the consequences of spending it all in one go and then having to wait a whole week or a month or something for the next lot of money to come. That's all in training them so that one day when they leave the home, that they are earning money, that they learn, well, actually, I need to do something constructive with this money before the next lot of money comes in. So these are all things that the child needs to learn, but it is also that the parents need to pass this on to the child. Okay, other thing. So that's in terms of them and them functioning in the world. But now there are other aspects to this, and this we alluded to when it is that we discussed the three portions that make all of us up. The child also then needs to be taught about spiritual matters and life from a spiritual. How does it work? Why does it work this way? What is the function of things? What is the consequences of my actions, both negative and positive, in there? Why am I born in this particular kind of family? Why am I born in this country? Why am I like that? Why wasn't I born there? Why? All of those answers. So that's the spiritual side. The feeling side of them also needs to be grown. And in that feeling side, it is for them to learn to express their feelings and to encourage expression of feelings and to be taught what it is that they are feeling. This is a major, major problem everywhere across the world. Many parents, and as a result, children, do not know what it is that they are feeling and do not know how to express their feeling. So the feeling side of that has to be taught, okay? And they have to learn to understand what is the difference between feelings and emotions, reactions, how and why reactions work, and how to overcome reactions and how to resolve these things and how to have heart-to-heart connections between themselves and other people. And if they can have heart-to-heart connections, then it means that they will end up having healthy relationships. Okay, and all of this we will discuss much more when we get to the feelings stage in the whole program. Then there is the mental side. Now, the mental side is the schooling, the mental development. This is also you and your power, finding out who you are, where you are, how can you do things. This is having the willingness to actually go and do things, become ambitious, to take action, to be decisive, all of those things, okay, on the thing. So those are the things that it is that we need to transfer onto our children, and so that they can learn. But all of this presupposes that mom and dad have got these things developed in them, these three that I was talking about, the spiritual side, the mental side, and the feeling side. It's our role as parents to develop this as much as possible. Because if we develop this, then we are then in a position that we can then break the family lineage of things coming down. Because what often happens is that the grandparents, let's say the grandmother, was sexually abused. Then that's likely to be transferred through the subconscious mind process, which is in the video that's coming in the next 2 or 3. And then the mother gets molested or sexually abused, and then it transfers onto the daughter. And you always get that. And kind of like when it is that you're born and you're born into this family unit, then what is it that you can do to break this pattern? And the way you break this pattern is to grow yourself across these 3 areas, okay, on the thing. And of course, they become much more intense as we move further and further along. So that's the basic outline of things that I wanted to cover in this one, which is a very important thing. Chanel, have you got any questions on this or any thoughts?
Yeah, everyone, subconscious process is different, especially when you know where your position in your family is, to start to understand relationships, and it's a big responsibility to be a parent, and it's a very big thing to learn all of these. Because we sometimes, if we don't have the best upbringing, we learn our lessons, but the role as a child or as a parent, you know, it is very valuable to learn today. I haven't got any questions. Yes, thanks, Peter.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for being with me on this interview. I look forward to our next one. Thank you so much.